All right, now I'm on 542. Okay, describe the overall distribution of the data. Include information about clusters, gaps, peaks, and symmetry. So we're looking at the data before, so you have your own data. Are there any clusters? There's a cluster on mine between 1, 2, and 3. Are there any gaps in the data? No gaps in my data. You may have gaps. Peak. There is a peak through 1 through 3. And then does it have symmetry? Yes. There is symmetry in my data. Your data may not have symmetry. So you're just answering those questions about your data. Not perfect symmetry for mine, but pretty close. Okay, find the mean, median, mode, interquartile range, and range of the data you collected. So the mean, let's see, we got to add them all up and then divide by 20. So we had, what was it? 5 zeros. Well, I won't even include the zeros. I'll just remember to divide by 20. 7 ones. So I'll just make that 7 because 7 times 1 is 7. 7 twos, 7 times, 7 times 2 is 14. 7 threes, so 21. And then 4 fours, so 16. Add those all up. 21, 42, 48. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Music. 11, 12, 18. And then 40, 58. And then 58 divided by 20. And that goes in what? Twice. 40, subtract gives me 18. Add a decimal, add a 0, bring it down. Bring my decimal up. 9. So 2.9 is the mean for the data I collected. The median, I already found it because I did a dot plot. It was 2. And then this says model on mine, but it should say mode. The number that came up the most, I had 3 modes. I had 1, 2, and 3 all came up 7 times. The interquartile range, it was 1 and 3, so that would be 2. And then the range of the whole data, 0 and 4, would be 4 for my data. Remember, take the biggest minus the smallest. That tells you your range. Take the upper quartile and the lower quartile, and that finds your interquartile range. Okay, which measure of center do you think best describes your data? Why? I would say the mean in my case. The mean best describes the data because my data is very symmetrical. And since it's symmetrical, the mean is going to be a good judgment of center. Does the interquartile range or range best describe your data? Why? So the interquartile range was 2, the range was 4, so the interquartile range, because it was closer to my mean, which I already said my mean was a better, would best describe my data. So if that is correct, if I'm right in thinking that, then this number 2 is closer to my mean than 4 is. So the interquartile range. And I think it's the interquartile range as well because my data is close together. Something like that. Okay. What is the answer to the statistical question you wrote on the previous page? So I've said, what is the mean number of pets? 2.9 was the mean. But again, you could have completely different answers than me. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.